welcome to another Chelsea chat. And today it was Chelsea 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 4. And I haven't been doing these vlogs for a little while. And someone said to me today, go on, do one. And I said, but the trouble is, I got fed up with saying the same thing over and over again. I was also playing Grandad on the Isle of Wight and sorting out my health a little bit. But the real reason I just couldn't be bothered was because I was saying the same every week. I can't see a pattern of play. I can't see any style. I can't see a game plan. I don't think Poch's in-game management is very good. All these things, even on the games we won, when we beat Luton and we were 3-0 up and scraped through in the end. Even when we beat Fulham 1-0, it was the same. We beat them and great 3 points. But I couldn't see any style. Middlesbrough, we rolled them over 6-1, didn't we? And they're 12th in the Championship with 15 players injured. So if we hadn't rolled them over, there'd have been some serious questions. So there we go. And nothing's changed. We got beat by Liverpool 4-1 in the week there. We were absolutely atrocious. And today, I think we must have really pulled out the stops, because I think we're a little bit worse today than we were against Liverpool. Against a much lesser side in Wolverhampton Wanderers, it must be said. Although they played to their strengths, they played on the break, and they had a hefty slice of luck. We went ahead through Cole Palmer. Lovely bit of play. Conor Gallagher to Caicedo. Beautiful through ball. The only thing Caicedo did during the game of any note or quality. And Cole Palmer put it away with his weaker foot. Quality Cole Palmer, and always puts a shift in. Although in the last 20 minutes today, he looked a bit deflated, but a lot of them did. We keep saying we're a team of kids, but we had Thiago Silva there. We had Dizazi, who's 25. We've got Conor Gallagher, who's an England international. We got Ben Chilwell, who was awful. Probably come back from injury too early by the looks of it, because he was awful against Liverpool. That's not the Ben Chilwell we know and love. We got Enzo, a young man, probably still getting used to the Premiership, but he's a World Cup winner. And then we've got Raheem, well, allegedly we've got him, Raheem Sterling up front. How old's he? 29? So we keep saying, oh, we've got a team of kids. Well, we haven't really. We've got a team of kids and quite naff or off form experienced players. Thiago, bless him, love him to bits. He'll always be a Chelsea legend in my eyes, but I think his legs are going. There you go. I've said it. Might get a bit of flack. I was told I was very negative before I stopped doing the vlogs for a little while, and maybe I still am. I have seen Chelsea, as you know, and a lot of you have as well, when we've been absolutely rubbish. Late 70s, early 80s, we were absolutely pony. Difference being, we hadn't just spent £1 billion. I don't even think we'd spent £1 million on those teams. And that's the big difference. And you would expect the manager to be doing better. You would expect players to be doing better. You'd expect, even if we're not getting the results, some sort of structure, some sort of style to be starting to show itself after nearly 30 games in League and Cup. And I can't see it. If I'm wrong, please tell me, but I can't see it. So I'll crack on. I'll just score him today. Petrovic, I feel really sorry for him. He's let 8 goals in 2 games, and personally, I don't think he's had a chance with any of them. And he's made some decent saves. Got beat by 2 really bad deflections. One, because Disaster was turning his back again. He'd be out the team, and he wouldn't even be getting paid if it was down to me. And he's not, I'm not just putting it on Dizazi, because there's a load of awful players out there at the moment, dreadfully off form. Petrovic, he gets a 6. Gusto today was absolutely awful. He gets a 3. Gave away the penalty. Young man, still learning the game. Okay, he got frustrated, but you can't afford to do that, can you? Kept giving the ball away. When he did get forward, his final ball was either awful or he'd play it backwards. Next to him, Disaster. Disaster gets a 2. Does some decent things during the game, but the amount of time he gives that ball away, and this turning your back when someone takes a shot, I say he'd be dropped straight away just for doing that. Thiago Silva gets a 3. Several times now over the last couple of games he's been caught out for pace. No one around is helping him. To be fair, if I was going to play Thiago Silva, I'd always put him in a back 3, just to give that extra little bit of cover to him. But what do I know? I don't get paid the big bucks. Old Poch does. And Chilwell gets a 2. Absolutely atrocious today. Got done a few times defensively. Not great going forward. Awful. In midfield, Caicedo gets a 2, and one of those is for the forward ball he gave to Cole Palmer for the goal. Got taken off, kicked hell out of a seat apparently, but he wasn't a bit more ruthless, shall we say, with the Wolves midfield than he is with a piece of plastic and a bit of metal. Enzo next to him gets a 4. Right till the end he was still running. He looked so disillusioned though, didn't he? And you would be. You would be. Leaving that warm son of Benfica to come and run around where people don't run for you. Don't run into the channels, don't give you options, no movement. And we're not seeing the best of him. I think he's like some of the others, he's just giving up. In front of them we had Sterling, who gets a 1. Absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. Started the season okay. Degenerated performance by performance. And he gets a 1. And that's because he was there, he was breathing, and he was wearing the kit. Conor Gallagher gets a 2. Gave the ball away so much today. It was, normally I'll back him up because I think not really sure if he's got the quality to be a top Chelsea player. But you know what? In this team, he's one of the few that actually does any running. So I always back him up. But today, he was absolutely awful. Cole Palmer gets a 6. Took his goal well. Always looking to shoot. Most of the time, looking to play forward. Defensively, sometimes he gets caught out. He don't do his running. But other times he does. He's just learning the game, and he's still a kid. And Nkunku looked like a player he'd been. You can see he's got quality. You can see he's stylish. Looked like a player that's been out since God was a lad. Gets a 4. I think we're going to see a lot better player when he's got a few, say 3 or 4 more games in his legs. Pochettino brought subs on. Mudryk. Someone said to me earlier on, "Oh yeah, Mudryk was much better than Sterling." No. What it was, Sterling was so damn awful that if old Tubby here had gone on the pitch, he would have looked decent. Mudryk was pretty poor when he came on. They both try and run through players. All right, Mudryk, yeah, he would have probably got a 4 if he'd played a full game. Nico Jackson comes on. What a miss! People were moaning about Brozier when Nicholas Jackson was away, and then now Brozier's gone alone. They're moaning about Jackson being back and Brozier going out on loan. You couldn't write it, could you? Chukwuemeka came on. Didn't really do much, did he? Poch. I don't know what Poch is doing in training. I literally don't know what he's doing in training. I can't see any sort of plan there at all. You've got the odd player pressing at different times, but we don't press as a team. You've got people playing deeper than others in the back line. Silva's trying to get them all out in unison, but I don't know if Disaster and Chilwell are either deaf or just too thick to look along a line. I just don't know. But Pochettino, what's the point of sacking him? Who are we going to get? You're not going to get a top class manager, are you? People are saying, oh, let's get Mourinho. Yeah, Mourinho's going to want 3 or 4 experienced players. He's not going to put up with that. And we haven't got the money, apparently, because of financial fair play. We're going to have to sell Brozier, Connor, Trevor Chalobah, who's a lot better player than Disasi. I don't care what anyone says. I respect your opinion, but no one's going to change my mind on that. When Chalobah comes back from injury, he'll be sold, and we might even have to sell Levi Colwill to balance the books. Trouble is with players like, let's say Mudryk. Let's take Mudryk for example. If you sell him next year for 30 million, we've still got 30 million on the books because of the length of his contract. So it's all right. It's very clever signing these players up on 8 or 9 year contracts because it splits up the fee. But that fee is still stuck there for how many years? It's depreciating, but it's still stuck there. So we haven't got the money to have Mourinho back. For those that want him back, he can't be any worse than Pochettino, but they're not going to do that. He's not going to put up with that board, and that board won't put up with him, so that ain't going to happen. So I think we're stuck with Pochettino. You know I don't rate him. Never did. I didn't rate him at Tottenham. And if you can't win the French league with Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, Donnarumma in goal, is that Marquinhos at the back, and to name but a few top stars, then you might as well pack up. He's come out today. We've all got to take the blame. Yeah, you have. And those people that booed at the end, you had every right. People say to me, "Oh, Glenn, but you've seen a right load of dross at Chelsea in your time. You know, you're a bit negative now." Yeah, I'm a bit negative, and I'll tell you for why. Because when I used to watch that dross in the late 70s and early 80s, we hadn't spent £1 billion. All those players used to go out there. They weren't very good, but they used to run their off for the fans, for the club, for the badge. Paid a pittance in comparison to what this lot are. This lot get paid more in a week than them boys got in a year, maybe 2 years. But they gave their all. We spent £1 billion. So I would expect that a decent manager would get the most out of these boys, and that ain't happening. It didn't look like they were playing for him at Liverpool, and it didn't look like they were playing for him today. Just my opinion. Tell me what you think. But who'd you get? What you get? If you sack him, what you going to do? So by the end of the season, if we're still not got any sort of style, there's a decision for the board to make in the summer. But I can't see the point of getting rid of him now. Our season's over, really. We've got the League Cup. Stranger things have happened. We might turn it round against Liverpool. Who knows? And the atmosphere around the place totally changes, really, doesn't it? We're in the European Conference League then. But we've got a bit of silverware. I can't see it, I'll be honest. But, as I say, stranger things have happened. So, I support Chelsea. Even if they were playing if they got relegated to the Sunday League, Division 8, Leighton Buzzard League, I'd be supporting them. It's in my blood. And I don't think it's negative to say what you see. And at the moment, we're watching absolute dross. Absolute dross. Should have got Jeff Hurst back to manage this lot. He's good at managing, turning the team into absolute dross. As many of you will remember. Danny Blanchflower. Oh, we've had some great managers, haven't we? But that's it, really. I've not been doing these because I'm saying the same thing over and over again. Yes, we need a centre forward. A quality centre forward. But I'm not being funny. But you put Osimhen or Tony or anyone you want to name, Benzema. If you put Harry Kane out there, yeah, he's going to score a few extra. But the rest of the team around him, are they going to pass to him? Because when on the odd occasion you do see a player making a run, they very rarely get the ball gets passed back. I don't know if there's any confidence in the team. I don't know. That's why I've been doing one. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. That's why I do these occasionally. Let me know what you think. I love hearing what you guys and girls think. And thanks for watching. Okay. Speak to you soon. Up to Chelsea.